Hello. Good day to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. I'm Dr. Mari Castle, and this is the Goddess Breath YouTube channel. I'm excited to be working through this breathwork and somatic imagery series. This is a focus on using the breath to connect with the body, but also in a way that we can have some sense of conceptual knowing within and understanding why we feel certain things or why we experience certain things in a certain way or even in certain parts of our body. I have a website called thegoddessbreath.com where I post my different workshops and classes that I teach on Jungian philosophy and bigger workshops with the holotropic breathwork. Holotropic means moving towards wholeness. So I want to go into this heart series, or I'm sorry, into this episode, this session with you because it's on the heart series and I'm super excited about it. And this is the heart energy, right? In the middle of our upper part of our torso. And this is the energy where we really can check in, tap into our emotions, our feelings, sometimes things that people want to avoid. So we put a wall here, right? We can easily put the wall up, cover up our feelings. I get it. We have to go with what feels right. However, I want to share one thing that I found very helpful in understanding the heart chakra energy. And this has to do with it's an old Egyptian story from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And it's very simple. And I have this in my book. I also have a couple of books that I've written. This is in Unveiling the Modern Goddess through Symbolism, Chakras, and Myth. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because the choice is ours all throughout our whole life development. But when we come to the heart space, we can either stay in those lower energy centers that keep us, connected to that gravitational pull. There's nothing wrong with that either. Keep us, desiring and needing material things. Nothing wrong with that. Keep us wanting to be seen for who we are. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with any of that. It's that if we're staying there in a way that is not helping us grow, develop, it would be similar to the caterpillar never going towards the making of the cocoon. In a way, you'd just be like, nah, I'm not doing it. So when we come to the heart space, we have a choice. And I'm describing it in the scale that this is the written ancient wisdom that the when we die, the heart is weighed on a scale. I think of a balance scale, right? Two whole containers holding the scale, and that it is measured and weighed against a feather, person's heart and the feather. And the reason that it correlates with the heart also is because we think of the heart space as air, the element of air, and the feather is also like that, air, right? Light, light, light. as in not heavy. So if the person's heart lifts up, that it's lighter than the feather, then the person's soul, is to be said, lifts up to heaven or the cosmic realms, or however you see that. If the person's heart weighs more than the feather, there is the crocodile waiting to chomp on the heart, go through all the metabolist process or evolutionary, whatever that happens in digestion, and emits out into the microcosm to reinvent the wheel. So it's like you're starting over. And there's nothing wrong with that either. A lot of people, that's how it is, right? We go through cycles and we inch along. But I was thinking that how interesting that we can see it that way and then choose where we want to move towards, right? What is ideal for you, particularly. That's what it's about. Every person is different. And for the breath and the connection with that to go within, I thought that it's really nice to think of this space and our breath and our energy movement as a cross. So we can focus on the breath coming in, and we can focus on the breath with the exhale, with the expansion in the rib cage. So you're really breathing in wide breaths, because you're coming in here through the nose and the mouth, and then you're expanding into this energy, pulling the shoulder blades back and down, focusing on this heart space, and allowing for that lifting up. So if you will join me here, you can breathe in through the mouth as well. Now, I can talk today. And thinking about what is it that has been holding you into a limitation? What has been keeping you feeling heavy? Just thinking about that. Staying with the breath. And what is it that you'd like to just let lift up like a feather? What can you approach or perceive with a lighter perspective? Thinking of air. You can even think of springtime and the freshness of the air, or of flowers. That experience of a fragrance, what happens to us when we think of that? And if you're thinking of challenging or difficult things that make you feel heavy, that you feel you'd like to have a lighter mindset approach, and even energetically in your body, you want to lift up, you're tired of feeling so bogged down, just allow that energy to move and lift your spirits. Just being there with that. Just noticing what it feels like. Noticing if it's challenging, if it's difficult, but also noticing if there is something that you can have in your mind that really comes easily to lift up. Really allows that feeling of being lighter, even a frequency that lifts you up, like certain music can lift you up. So if you feel sort of low energy, putting on some nice light, like heart opening music can be really, really beneficial when you're in that space. And that then, not that you have to stay there, not that it's not important to move through exactly what you're feeling, but that you know what it feels like to have that like skip in your step, to just want to dance, move your body, the freedom, uh, feeling the lightness in your foot, step, in your body, in the breath, even, right? It's not so hard. You can easily take those big, wide breaths and expand that energy out, feeling it all throughout, in the front and the back. Like a puppet is almost like, or I mean, that you're like a puppet and there's a little string and it's easy to be lifted up in that energy. So, from a Jungian perspective, what I want to share is that this air element, this lifting up, this heart space, is the ability, the capacity to bring balance into your life, to know when it's good to have this inner aspect of you and your perspective, your own truth, and also to recognize others, right? And sometimes this takes understanding, it takes compassion, it takes forgiveness. These are things that we have to kind of work through. Not that compassion's work, I'm not saying that, but recognizing when we are there, also recognizing when we're kind of held back and we're kind of shut off, knowing when that's happening. And when we choose, because we have the choice, we can shift it around. Maybe sometimes we just need to for other people in our lives, that we just, as parents, a lot of times we have to put down our, what we need emotionally for our children, or we have to let go our differences with family members because it's important to be there as a family to console, to show love, right? But then always kind of coming home and being genuine with what we need as well, or whatever we feel, just being genuine with it. There's no right or wrong. It's what you're experiencing. And that can be one of the most beautiful gifts. And that's in the process of individuation that Carl Jung talks about, is kind of sorting through all of that. And that can take some time, but it takes also some solitude to know. You're always around people, you're never going to really know what you're experiencing within. So it takes a little bit of effort to take that time to go within, to just be with whatever you're feeling, to decide if you are ready or if you need to shift your perspective, change your energy a little bit so you can show up for other people as compassionate, loving human being that it has understanding and empathy. So thank you for being with me in this episode today. And I hope it was helpful for you. I am also getting ready to get into the next session. I'm excited. We're getting into this upper space, this lighter energy as well. And that if you are interested in some of the archetypal concepts or the masculine and feminine, like I was saying, this is like the way of the cross. I see it as the feminine and the masculine energy coming together in balance. I have a whole series on the sacred masculine and feminine within. And I hope to have you join in the next session. You can always go to my website if you're interested in any of my holotropic breathwork workshops. It's thegoddessbreath.com. I'll have that link below. And if you love this series or any of these YouTube sessions, episodes that I'm listing here and have available, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Blessings and have a beautiful day.